guys, I just finished watching Legends of Tomorrow Season 1, Episode 6, Star City 2046. This episode was pretty cool. I was pretty looking forward to this episode, with the whole Oliver, ever since Stephen Amell said, posted on his Facebook that he was, going to be doing this with the goatee and all that stuff. That was going to be cool, and Connor Hawke. Now, the goatee was hoping that it would be a little bit, the goatee is obviously not the full goatee. I mean, it is, clearly he had the goatee and then he stopped shaving and then he let it go, so so it's kind of, it's hidden in there. You could tell that it was there at one point. But it's pretty cool seeing that. I was, though, hoping that with the arm at the end when he was fighting and he had the arm on, I was hoping that he'd get that arm knocked off somehow, and then someone would have to, and then he'd have to, shoot an arrow shoot an arrow one-handed with his teeth, like in the comics. Because if they had done that, I think that would have been awesome. It would have been very cool to see him do that, with his teeth. It would have been pretty interesting to see him do that one-handed. I think it would have been very cool, because really cool to see that from that taken out right out of the comics, especially if he was if they did it on a fire escape or something like that, hanging upside down. That would have been very cool. So this episode was pretty fun, especially with Connor Hawke or John Diggle Jr. Definitely can't wait to see how this kind of all connects into the, if this has any bearing on, what it's going to be like for Sarah and Ray when they go back to 2016, which I'm curious to see what time are they going to come back in 2016, because they left in 2016 January. So are they going to go back to January 2016? If so, then that means everything that's going on right now in Flash and Arrow, or at least Arrow, if they both stay in our Star City, should be happening with them on there. So that's why it's a bit confusing with that, but I guess they'll have to, for some reason they're going to miss 6 months of their them just being gone for 6 months or whatever, or however long they're they're not on Arrow and stuff. But other than that, it's going to be interesting to see how that kind of fixes it up, and how they kind of do they talk to people about this potential future to try and prevent it, or do they not talk about it and just try and prevent it, only being Sarah and Ray doing that? I think that'll be interesting to see a few episodes of them just only Sarah and Ray having this kind of we know we got to not let him lose an arm, and then every time something happens where he's his arm is a little bit sore, or just things happen, they're both kind of paranoid that he's going to lose his arm or something. I think that would be very funny to see that, especially it gives something for Sarah and Ray to have, just between the two of them once they get back on Arrow. I think that'll be cool to see that. And so yeah, I definitely can't wait to see that. And with next week's episode, looks kind of interesting. Well, I don't know. Next week's episode, it's Maroons are all stuck on the ship and stuff, and they're taking on Heatwave, who's kind of gone crazy, or just losing it. But I really hope it's not another filler episode, because this episode was a filler episode, but it was cool because we got to see Oliver, we got to see the goatee, the one arm. It was all cool things taken right out of the comic, so it was very cool to see this. So if they're going to do another episode of another filler episode that's not dealing with Vandal Savage, then it's just it better be very good, otherwise it's just it's just come on, we want to get back to Vandal Savage and get on to the fight or whatever. Do something. We'll have to wait and see. So who knows? We'll have to wait and see how they go and how they take on Heatwave. I was thinking that maybe they should just get, can Ray Palmer just kind of shrink him down and then put him into the case that he keeps his suit in when it's when it's in action figure size. Just put him in the empty case and just close the door. Put Heatwave there and do that to him. Keep him in timeout. I think that'd be funny to see if they do that, but we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, this was a fun episode. It's cool seeing the Neil Adams goatee and stuff, which you didn't know Neil Adams created the goatee. He was the one to first give Oliver Queen, Green Arrow, the goatee. So definitely can't wait to talk to him about that at conventions coming up. So it's gonna be cool. Definitely can't wait. Can't wait to see. Hopefully next week's episode will be cool, but at least it will be, because we don't have any Flash or Arrow next week. So yeah. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.